Hey, what's up? This is Myles Kennedy from Alter Bridge, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey, it's Toni Gonzalez for Loudwire, and we're out here at Rock on the Range with Myles Kennedy of Alter Bridge. Thank you so much for your time.
It's good to be here.
It is good to be here. Although a little somber, the event, right? Chris Cornell's on everybody's mind here at Rock on the Range. Can you speak a little bit about what his music meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, he was really one of the architects for what we do. He was a talent that comes along once every few decades. You know, he was an amazing songwriter, brilliant lyricist, and obviously he had that golden voice. He was definitely an inspiration to us, an inspiration to me early on as a young artist, because I live in Spokane, Washington. So I remember in the 80s hearing about this band called Soundgarden just over the hill, and they were really the first band that I was aware of that had the opportunity to take their music on a national level, and had a record deal with a major label, and it was such a big deal. So a lot of us were rooting for them, and then I don't think anybody had any idea just the magnitude that scene, the seismic shift that was going to take place in a few years. So, and he was, to me, he was kind of it kind of felt like in a lot of ways he was the guy. Kurt Cobain, obviously brilliant, and there were so many amazing artists, but he was the first one I was aware of, and it was amazing to see how his legacy took shape.
You're known as being a very powerful vocalist, of course, so can you speak about his just raw vocal talent?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of unparalleled in a way. He had such an incredible range, but what I really loved and respected was, as the years went on, he developed his lower register. Obviously when he came out, he was singing on top of the guitars, and it was high, and it was this just very powerful, stratus. He was in the stratosphere, and it was pretty intense. Those screams were brilliant. But as time went on, and he developed that raspy, bluesy lower register, I love that, and just really developed his talent as a songwriter.
Do you have a personal memory that kind of speaks to his character, and because everybody talks about what a great human being he was?
Yeah. He had a really great sense of humor. I about 20 years ago, we actually performed a song together for his wife at the time, Susan. She had a birthday, and so I went to their house, and we spent the day rehearsing the song, and just kind of talking shop, which was a real treat for me. I just remember this dry sense of humor, and I pulled up, and we had this band van, this Toyota band van we'd used and driven all over creation for years in the band I was in, and he thought it was pretty funny because it was this goofy looking, like, it just had a funny paint job and everything. He just made some funny remarks and said, you should hold on to that van. It might be worth something someday. And it was just little things like that just were very endearing. And he just had this wit, and very charming, obviously.